Well, good evening. My name is Tiffany Wolfsmith. I am the Curator of Education here at the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth. I am happy to welcome you this evening to another installment of the Moderns Exhibition Lecture Series. I want to also do a plug for the next upcoming lecture, which is happening on Friday, October 10 at 6 p.m. This lecture will be very special. It's with our Chief Curator, Andrea Carnes, and artist Jenny Saville, around the opening celebrations of Jenny Saville's U.S. show, biggest show in the United States, right here at the Modern, titled Jenny Saville, The Anatomy of Painting. So be back here for that. All you painters are gonna love it. It's a painters painting show. You'll really enjoy it. So this evening I have the privilege of bookending David Jeremiah's Artist Talk with introductory and closing remarks. Tonight our lecture coincides with the Modern Special Exhibition David Jeremiah, The Fire This Time. Guest curated by Christopher Blay and on view in the Modern's galleries through November 2nd, and accompanied by a really beautiful little catalog that y'all need to check out in the Moderns bookshop. Christopher wrote a really incredible curatorial essay, and it has beautiful fold-outs of the work and everything. It's an incredible publication. The body of work on view in this exhibition is a group of vertical assemblages of black and other polychromatic paintings on shaped wood that form an installation. The 28 works stand over 10 feet tall. There is a primary configuration that surrounds viewers completely, engulfing them with the paintings. The viewer, or as David Jeremiah likes to term, the goer, becomes the flame in the fire this time, activating the flame once they step central to the surrounding works. David Jeremiah is a multidisciplinary conceptual artist who hails from Oak Cliff, Texas, and I'm very happy to see so many Dallas faces out here tonight in support of David Jeremiah. His practice spans painting, inverted performance installation, sculpture, photography, text, and mixed media. Through narrative, humor, and personification, his work explores the complexities of humanity's perpetual cycles of self-reflection, contradiction, and unbecoming. At the core of his practice is a commitment to examining how we rival the very virtues we claim to uphold, often weaponizing those virtues against one another for our sport. His approach reimagines engagement with constructs such as transcendence, ritual, agency, man, and they are rendered through the medium of the Lamborghini. David Jeremiah is a recipient of the Nasher Sculpture Center Artist Grant and the Red Bull Arts Micro Grant from 2020. He was the subject of an early career survey at the Houston Museum of African American Culture in 2022, and a solo exhibition at the Clark Institute in Williamstown, Massachusetts in 2024. He has held solo exhibitions in Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, New York City, the Hamptons, and Washington, D.C. His work is included in the permanent collection of the Dallas Museum of Art and is represented in the Beth DeWoody collection in Palm Beach, Florida, the Celine collection, and the Cash App collection in Atlanta, New York, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and St. Louis. Tonight, Artist Talk, whose extended title is Artist Talk, and I'm taking this from the artist prompting, Artist Talk Hood Bleeps Camping, is a short conceptual horror film serving as David Jeremiah's official artist talk for The Fire This Time. Rather than presenting a conventional lecture or interview, the film stages a dark, metaphorical interrogation in which the artwork itself questions its maker. Set at night in a desolate desert before a towering bonfire, the film opens with David Jeremiah bound and bruised on the cold, sandy ground. He has been abducted by a rebellious and sentient hood bleep camping, a figure never shown on screen, whose voice is rendered as an alien, growling soundscape composed of Lamborghini engine revs. Only the artist understands this language, and we, the audience, must decipher the entity's questions and accusations through David Jeremiah's responses. Throughout the film, the artist debates the work about authorship, responsibility, commodification, and the paradox of art's independence from its own creator. The exchange blurs the line between artist and creation, revealing a shifting power dynamic in which the art demands accountability while resisting his attempts to contain or define it. By reversing the artist talk format, artist talk, hood, bleeps, camping, literalizes the exhibition's conceptual premise that the artwork does not simply function as social currency or spectacle. It uses even its own maker as fuel. The film embodies the broader themes of inversion, survival, and cultural agency that animate the exhibition David Jeremiah, The Fire, this time. Tonight there will be no Q&A, which is our usual format, just closing remarks. And so with that, please join me in viewing David Jeremiah's artist talk.
Wo ist du? What? But really weak camping. No. It can't work like that. Because you're more than me? That's why it's art. If it's more, it makes you more. Making it makes me more. Well, no. More is more of a concept. Acting. Acting is a concept. It's more than real. I'm acting right now for more than an artist talk, right? Well, it's more than us now, because for us to be able to talk, we have to be within it. Yeah. Nah. There's a practicality of separation that impedes our reverence towards concepts we need to use. You ever? Art doesn't need David Jeremiah to be itself the way David Jeremiah needs art to be David Jeremiah. You're my art, but I made you using art. By default, you're more than mine. Even though you say separation doesn't exist, it's still more. You take something away from something, it becomes more of what it really is. And I know that this won't work like that, but out of respect, I have to mention it. I'm not all that. I'm definitely not all that. If I was, I'd be the art in the show. I'd be you. I'm just a flavor. Can you untie me? Okay. Right. There's not. The flavor? Even a flavor has flavors, but I didn't. I was just saying that the success. Look at your title, your name. There's this whole in-depth, nuanced world. There's a 19-page text that breaks you down. There's that's another reason why you, despite me, despite everything. There's no way your title name can only mean who called you that? Who says that like that about art? That's mean. That's crazy. I mean, technically you are an inanimate object. Bro. I didn't mean it like that. Bro. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that.
Stop. No, please.
I swear, I didn't mean it.
I ain't going to that.
Look.
You gotta stop. You want money? What do you want? Let's talk about it. Please, no man. Help me, please.
Yeah, but yeah, I kind of like that, and it's smart. It's smart precocation. Yeah, fuck Dante. Fuck Dante, yeah. He ain't got nothing on you. Kinda. Lamborghini is my guide, I guess.
It's a Lamborghini.
I wish, but
No.
I can't afford one yet. Well, I promised myself that I'd build my own until I could afford a real one. I got the chassis, engine bonnet, rims, steering wheel, owner's manual, and you, the hood. Man, damn, this shit all over the place. Oh, I got the floor mats and air freshener, too.
I'm not your god.
What most folks don't realize about Lamborghini is that once they got past numerically naming their models, they started coining them after formidable fighting bulls and fighting bull lineages. The mythology behind that varies. Some say Ferruccio was obsessed with Spanish bullfighting culture. And some say, nah, that's bullshit. It was just whoever in marketing that had to come up with something cooler than 350 GT. Either way, you have this perfect and beautiful machine, body, object, whatever you want to call it. All I know is it's the most aesthetically pleasing thing I've ever seen. Specifically designed for performance, whose essence is symbolically trapped in the realm of ritualistic violence. I mean, that's one way that you could arguably define bullfighter, right? And if there's another perfect and beautiful creation specifically designed for performance, whose essence is also trapped within ritualistic violence, it's the human body. Seeing how we can't stop treating each other like sport, for example. So, anytime I use a Lamborghini color scheme, shape, or reference, it's me trying to tether the concepts and bodies of work to humanity in that very particular, ritualistically visceral kind of way we enact it. Humanity, that is.
That's not where all the Lamborghini shit comes from, but that's basically what it means. I'm not your god! Because I'm not Lamborghini, and I'm not a piece of art either. I'm not as good as art, even the art I make. Definitely not as good as Lamborghini. Yeah, there can be bad art. That's impossible. How can you be better than the concept of better? How can I be as good as art? That doesn't make sense. That can't make sense. Come on, man. See, I don't know about choice. Choices. I don't know about choice. Choice is tricky. Choice is still under review. Choice be choosing, right? And that explanation is as good as any regarding that. What told you to make it? Whatever. What told you to make it? Whatever you make. Maybe. I'm not saying that I'm completely controlled by art. I just know it can't just be what I make it. It's meaning. That's another story. What really works like that? You know, I hate it when people are like, life is what you make it. I mean, yeah, but life can be just as much what somebody else makes it. You could be at an event having the time of your life until somebody shows up with a rifle. Art already showed up. Then I went to where art was. Not with a rifle, but you see what I'm saying? That's the same difference. I can't make it better than it makes me, even by making it. I'm just saying, I get to be an artist because of something more than me. And that something is art. And I appreciate it enough to respect it being its own thing. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so what told you to make this fire? And cartel people, huh? I'm not taking accountability, but this version of the artist talk didn't come to me until after you were already made. From you! Yeah, I made you, but it's all I could afford. I couldn't afford to make you better if it wasn't for Home Depot self-checkout. I'm not your guy. You made me. No. Lamborghini made itself. Lamborghinis were made by Lamborghini. That's why they're called Lamborghinis. Well, I'm not Lamborghini. I didn't make you a I didn't just make you a I made you a hood camping. And you ain't just camping. You're camping inside a museum. You're a that's doing that. Yes. Whoa. Is it has an A on the end of it? You just dry ass putting ERs on the end of words that end with A's? Like, it's not hyena, it's hyena. What are we doing? Why would you call yourself that? Yeah. People love kidnapping intent. But the word is not just a word. It's literally your middle name. What goes camping? And what can go camping inside of a museum? So, you're not just a let them. They can pigeonhole other not you. Question. When will anyone ever come and see them installed in a museum? You're already cool everywhere you can be cool. Even Jesus had to go somewhere else to start being Jesus, right? I can't do that shit. I'm just the artist, bro. I'm not using you. Yes. You're an You have to be one for the concept. Exactly. That's the concept. You can't just be a in a museum, no matter how you is. What do you mean and you wouldn't be a That's the concept. You have to be and stay a to be more than in the You fucking with me. I mean more in the sense of what can be. You have to be still be a for it to mean it. I can't. I'm gonna die one day. I can't. I don't want. How can I put this? There's no way I can stay a for as long as you can. But I'm never going to be shown in a museum. You know what this is all about? This is about making something more than you, the way you want it to be, longer than you're able to. That's more. You hood. You camping. You a hood camping. But you a hood camping in a way where everybody from your hood after you, every that's a after you, every camper that's a camper. Whoa, wait. What you doing? Okay, chill. Okay, look, I made you. I made him. Okay? I admit it. You got me. Okay? I did it.
That guy really has a screen presence, doesn't he? So I just want to make a few closing remarks before we end this program this evening. I want to touch on a couple of other things that have been ongoing around this exhibition. In a similar vein to tonight's artist talk, David Jeremiah also created a separate performative act around the opening festivities of David Jeremiah the Fire this time. Through this act, David Jeremiah pushed the limits of separating the artist away from their authority as the speaker for the work. And I quote David Jeremiah, a quote also from the film, that David Jeremiah the person is not the one hanging on the museum's walls. To secure the separation of art from artist, the artist signed a non-disclosure act between himself and the artwork. And this binding contract expired at midnight on August 15th of 2025, at which time, a time that coincided with the end of the first day of the exhibition and all of its opening events. David Jeremiah wrote about the NDA, and I quote, "I have signed an NDA with Hood Bleeps Camping for August 14th, 2025 only. The NDA doesn't allow me to interpret, explain, or otherwise decode the meaning, intention, or significance of Hood Blanks Camping, with the sole exception of referring any inquiry to the official written text accompanying the exhibition QR code in the exhibition space. Once midnight on August 15th strikes, my take on Hood Bleeps Camping is wide open. And lastly, turning an NDA into a text-based sculpture is a no-brainer for the practice. What is that? An already ready-made? That's hilarious." And in keeping with that same vein, the artist is not present tonight for the artist talk. A film holding the place of a formal artist lecture builds off of David Jeremiah's proclivity to approach inversion of power dynamics through performance. The artist is not present, but in the film, the artist and the artworks, though we as the audience don't ever physically see the artworks, both maintain bodily autonomy. One is restrained, and one is flexing its ability to wreak violence on the other. Where is the artist's value in the conversation when he genuinely responds with, "I'm not as good as the art, even the art I make. Definitely not as good as Lamborghini." In that, there is a power dynamic shift. Who has the power? Who has ownership? And can the created question the creator? And one last thing I want us all to take away this evening. I hope you've all had the opportunity to experience being a goer within the physical space of the exhibition, David Jeremiah the Fire this time. But I also would like to point you towards another essential part of the artist's work mentioned in the film. Present on his website, you will find multiple specs for the audience and the goer to choose their level of engagement with David Jeremiah's writing. There's a kind of trinity at work here between the artist, the art, and the writing. Each element informs and amplifies the other, creating a layered experience. And in David Jeremiah's practice, his writing in particular resonates in much the same way as tonight's film. Drawing on the cadence of poetry, the rigor of conceptual theory, complexities of his own identity, the impeding threat of violence, and very, very timely injections of humor. Together, these threads create a body of work that challenges us to reconsider the boundaries between text, image, and artist. So go and continue investigating and be an active part of the fire. And I want to say thank you to David Jeremiah, the artist who is not present, for the production of Artist Talk, and thank all of you for joining us this evening.